Okay, so let's talk about the new film from Coralie Farge, which is The Substance. Now, Coralie Farge directed another film that I just recently watched in order to prepare for The Substance, which is called Revenge, which I just was fascinated by. Everything Coralie Farge does in the way her style is and she frames her shots and the color she uses is very fresh to me, and I really love her style. And it continues with The Substance. So before we get into my review and thoughts on The Substance, which I got the chance to see at TIFF, which I'm so gracious about, I want to let you know that you got to subscribe and hit that notification bell because we got a ton of TIFF coverage still to come. We got a video on Queer coming, as well as Nora, Night Bitch, and a ton of other things. So don't miss out on those. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Let's get into The Substance. So this is a film directed by Coralie Farge, as I said with that introduction earlier, where you have Demi Moore starring Margaret Qualley as well as Dennis Quaid. So in this movie, you follow Elizabeth Sparkle, who is played by Demi Moore, who is this aging actress who pretty much is being shunned away from her show and the spotlight and everything because they say she's aged and all of this, and they want to replace her with somebody new, younger, all of this. Dennis Quaid is playing like the TV executive who is just pretty much like, you're old, get out of here. Like just a straight up asshole. You have her then come across somebody who tells her, you know what, there's a way to change all of these things if you just take the substance. Now the substance is this substance that you take, and eventually what happens is a newer you is born out of you. Now the catch is that you can only be that new you for 7 days, and the old you has to stay back at home and be away for 7 days, and y'all have to keep going back and forth in order for it to continue to work. Of course, the younger self for Demi Moore is going to be Margaret Qualley, who eventually goes out into the world to become the new star. And I'll leave it at that because I don't want to get spoilers away for the film. But that's your basic synopsis here. Margaret Qualley and Demi Moore are the same person. Margaret Qualley is just playing the younger version of Demi, and they have to go back and forth. And this is the way for Demi Moore to continue living her dream, if you will. Now, I really love this film because I think the way that Coralie Farge really layers and structures the story works so well as we go back and forth between these characters and we see different scenarios play out between both of them. And one of the things here that you have to know going into this is it is a body horror first and foremost. So if you're squeamish and all of that, just know it's going to get wild and crazy. So this is definitely a movie that really surprised me just how wild and insane it got, because I already knew going in from the reception at Cannes and all of that this movie was going to have that body horror and all of that, but I wasn't sure as to what extent it would go to, and I'm here to tell you it goes pretty far, and I really did love how insane and wacky it really got as well. Dennis Quaid plays such a very good asshole here. Like, you really just look at this guy and you're just like, this guy is the worst, but he still makes you laugh at just how insane and batshit crazy his performance is as well. There's many moments that you're just like, this, I can't believe saying this, but you're just laughing at the absurdity and the audacity that he has to do all of these things. Demi Moore plays a wild character as well, because you see Elizabeth Sparkle from the beginning being composed and all of that, and eventually you see this arc where all of that goes out the window, and that's all I'll say. Like, the last half of this movie, completely different character, unhinged, unlike you've seen Demi Moore in a while. I feel Margaret Qualley as well plays a character that everybody loses their composure, I'll just say it at that, and they do a great job. This is a movie all about the insanity and the absurdity of the beauty standards in our society today, and just how crippling they can be and really just push people down, and I really enjoy just seeing these people just be like losing it and be like, you know what, I'm tired of all of this. And I think that's what Coralie does so well in this film. This has her style of where she uses these very rapid shots, she uses these extreme close-ups at times, and these very vibrant colors, and I really love that about her style of directing, which we saw in Revenge. In this movie, The Substance, I feel like she hones in that a lot better, and you really get this sense of like, this is getting under my skin for real, like seeing all of this unfold. I thought the score here as well was great. The main soundtrack of it, the official song that's being used throughout as well, just a song that really just pumps you up throughout the film, because this is a movie that goes at a fast pace, really fast, and with a over 2 hour long runtime, you would feel like this could be a movie that kind of feels like it's kind of dragging, or sometimes that's the problem with having a long film. Sometimes you have to keep up the pace, and I think Coralie does that so well, because I never found myself like, oh, what time is it right now? No, I my eyes were locked on the screen, and I was just waiting to see what was going to happen next, to the point that when it ended, I was like, I need to know what's going to happen again after everything I just witnessed. Like, I need more story. And I think that's always a great thing a film does, is finish when it's ahead. And I think that the movie The Substance does that very well. I just really enjoyed this movie a lot. It is definitely a movie not for the squeamish. I was sitting next to a couple people who were like covering their eyes, and they were just like, oh man. Like, let me tell you, this is a movie that really is going to get to you. There are some scenes in here. I'm not squeamish, really. I'm used to seeing a lot of things in movies and things like that. But there were some scenes here where I was just like, oh, like I just had to take a step back as well. I really do think Coralie Farge is one of our most intriguing and daring directors today, alongside Julia Ducournau. And I'm excited to see what else Coralie will do after this. And, you know, everybody involved here just did an amazing job. So very, very excited for what the future holds for everybody involved in this movie. I really have it at the top 3 for TIFF that I've seen this year, and I don't know where it lands on my top 10, but it is in there for sure. But I will be getting through that list probably in a couple of months, so stay tuned for that. But definitely, if you have the chance to see The Substance, if you like revenge, if you like Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and you want to see a movie that is just out there, it's daring, it's not wanting to do what's popular and all of that right now, and it just wants to do its own thing, The Substance is it. I give it 5 stars out of 5. Just amazing performances throughout from all of these actors, a unique visual that Coralie Farge can only do, and just a bumping soundtrack that gets you throughout everything, honestly. Just wanting to see what happens next. Like, I'm telling you, you're going to want more of The Substance after watching this film. I will get into spoilers and things like that about the movie in the video next week once the movie releases, because there's some scenes and things I want to talk about. But I don't really have anything against the film. There's nothing that I didn't enjoy about it, and that's why I give it 5 stars. That's how I give my 5 stars. If I loved everything and I can't pick apart one certain thing about it, then it's 5 stars for me, and it's a must see in theaters for sure, just because it's bumping. The soundtrack's bumping, the visuals are there, the acting is top notch, and the story is just engrossing. But let me know what you think about it once you watch the movie, if you liked it as much as I did. I know some people didn't like it as much as I did, even at TIFF I overheard. Totally fine, totally respectable, but just let me know in the comments why. Anyways, I'll see all of you next time. Check out our videos that we got coming up for TIFF, from Queer to Anora to Night Bitch, and a ton of other movies. Stay tuned. But as always, that's going to do it for me. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. On the road to 35,000 subscribers. Let's get to it. I'll see you all next time. Stay safe, stay positive.